Right, how are we doing, people? Today's video is about when you should work out. Before we get into the video, I just want to say that I fucked up. I'm a failure. I'm the worst YouTuber on the internet, I know. Pretty much when I recorded the video, I'd done the intro and then the two sort of main bits as like three separate parts. And when I recorded the intro, when I went to go edit it, I realised I didn't have the mic plugged in properly. So it's just a clip of me fucking... Well, I am talking, but it's just... Obviously you can't hear what I'm saying. So, hence why I'm going to be wearing different clothes in the segments. So this bit I'll be wearing this because it's a different day. And the other bits came out alright, so that's all that matters. So in this video I'm going to be talking about when you should work out. Couple of things I want to say before getting to the main points, advantages and disadvantages and all that good stuff. Is it doesn't really matter when you train in overall. I've just kind of made this video to maybe make you think differently. If you train in the evening, this video might make you think, oh, I'll give working out in the morning a go, or vice versa. That was the main purpose. It wasn't like, as long as you're consistent with your training, that's the main focus. When you train, it doesn't really matter. Secondly, this video is mainly going to be about the sort of practical side of training, as in it's not going to go too much into the science of the morning versus evening workouts. I might touch on it, but if you want to watch a video on the actual more sciencey sort of side of it, I'll link a video in the description. It's by a guy called Jeremy Efer. I think I've said that right. He makes really good videos covering all training, pretty much everything science related. So yeah, I'll leave that video in the description. And thirdly, I'm not going to cover lunchtime workouts just because I feel most people can't do it. If you can, I'd pretty much say that like if you work from home or whatever, or you go uni or whatever, I'd say this would probably, if you take the advantages of both, it probably fits into the lunchtime sort of like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock workouts of both. So if I could, I would work out at 1 o'clock every day because, like I said, you take the advantages of both, and it's kind of just what the 1 o'clock workouts are. But anyway, enough blabbing. Let's get into the video. Right, let's start with the morning workouts. Quickly, just before we get into that, actually, I want to just say that I've done both. So by morning, I'm talking like early morning before work, like 5-6 a.m. I've done both morning and evenings for a prolonged period, so I feel like I can talk about both in good detail. But anyway, right. So the first point is that you feel good throughout the day. What does that actually mean? Simply that, well, scientifically, you can you feel better throughout the day because obviously when you work out, you release serotonin, which is the feel-good chemical in your brain. So once you're at work, you know you're in a better mood. It kind of gives you that sort of sense of accomplishment at the start of the day as well, which I found. So it's a good feeling knowing that you're in work and you're like, I've been to the gym already, so once you get home, you don't have to worry about gym. If you've had a long day at work, then you can still go home and chill out or whatever. Anyway, so the next point, and the main thing, let me actually hold it in short while I point to it. The main thing that I used to enjoy when I used to go gym in the morning was just how quiet it is. Like, you go to the gym and it's just nothing's taken. So if you're following a program, which everyone should be following a program, if you're not, start following a fucking program. The gym was just so quiet, so when you're trying to imply progressive overload and, you know, stick to your program and make progress over a period of time, that's more like it, it's just a lot easier to do because you haven't got people taking up the machines, the weights you need or whatever. So that was definitely the thing that, again, I've done it twice, point out of it while it's out of shot. That was definitely the thing that I enjoyed most about going in the morning, is just being able to not worry about someone having your machine or the weights you're using or etc. etc. And the third and final point is more free time. By that I mean kind of what I touched on in the first point. You just, once you finish work or whatever you do during the day, you can just simply go home and say I get home at 6 o'clock in the evening. I've then got 3-4 hours to, you know, actually chill and just do what I want, whether that be work on my laptop or just watch TV or, you know, whatever you want to do, you can do, because your whole evening is taken up by gym and dinner. you get home, you eat dinner, and then that's it. You got the sort of 3-4 hours, like I said, to chill out and do whatever you want. So I'd say that's the main pros about the going gym in the morning. And now moving on to the cons. Right, so the first con of going to gym in the morning is it's hard to balance with a social life. What does that mean? I'm kind of talking from experience here. So when I was going gym in the morning, I'd go to the gym about 5-6 times a week. I'd go in the morning, and obviously my sleep schedule would then be, go to bed 9-10 o'clock in the evening. But when you're, especially at my age, you're going out a lot, especially Friday, Saturdays, Sundays, maybe. You're going out a lot, so most places you go out, you're staying up till 1, 2, 3 in the morning. So it would just constantly fight with my body clock. And then obviously during the week, then my body clock's fucked, and it was harder to get up in the morning. So I think it's hard to balance with a social life, unless you don't really go out late and you can stick to, just going out until 9 o'clock in the evening, then coming home. But it's just something that I struggled with, trying to balance going gym in the morning and then going out over weekends. It was just, my sleep was all over the place, so that was quite difficult. The second point, again, kind of what I just spoke about, recovery / sleep. So if you work it out, really, you've got to be going to bed quite early before, so you can actually get adequate adequate sleep in the evenings, because as you should be prioritizing, sleep is so important for the gym. You need to be recovering after your workouts, because that's where the gains are truly made, how you recover. So if you do the maths, let's say you go to bed at 10 o'clock, which is still a pretty reasonable time. You get 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7 hours, which on average is pretty good, but that's presuming that you're asleep by 10 o'clock. Realistically, if you go to bed at 10 o'clock, it's taking you half an hour to sleep. And 7 hours is good, don't get me wrong, but I prefer at least to try and get 8 hours sleep, just because I feel like I function a lot better during the day and my recovery is better from the gym. So that was quite hard to manage. You'd have to go to bed at like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and that I did feel the effects of my recovery / sleep dipping when I worked there in the mornings. And finally, alertness. So because you're obviously getting up, maybe having a bit of caffeine. The caffeine does help, don't get me wrong, but you're still not like fully alert. So it's touching on it scientifically, your body temperature is still quite low in the morning. Well, it's not at its peak. So when you're working out, pretty much 30 minutes after you get up, especially for me, it takes me a while to sort of wake up after I get up. So alertness was sometimes something I struggled with training in the morning, just because it was, you get up, you work out, and like by the time I start working out, sometimes I wasn't fully there mentally, so that kind of made training a bit shit. But yeah, that kind of covers the whole morning workouts. And let's move on to the evening workouts. Boom, magic. Right, evening workouts. So the first pro, and definitely the one that I noticed the most, is that I'm a lot stronger in the evenings. You're more fueled because you've eaten that day. You've had probably a better sleep, I would imagine. Your body temperature, going back to that, the science, your body temperature's at sort of peaks around, if you're training in the evenings, about 5 or 6 in the evening I'm talking about. So overall, I just, especially all of my compound lifts, they're just so much stronger in the evening as opposed to the morning. So obviously that's a better thing, because you're making more progress with your lifts, and it's just a better feeling to feel stronger than to feel weak. No one likes to feel weak. Second point is better recovery, kind of what I touched on in the cons of the morning workout. I'm still going to bed at 10, maybe 11 if I stay up a bit later, but not too much later than that, and then I'm still getting a full 8 hours sleep. So when I wake up in the morning, I still feel tired, but not nowhere near as tired as where I was when I was working out in the mornings. And I just feel better throughout the day, more energy, because I'm not so drained. So definitely recovery is a massive one when working out in the evening. And the last one is stress relief. Not kind of so much stress relief, but with my job it's a lot of talking to people, so it's kind of nice just to go to the gym in the evening and then zone out, as in I put my headphones in or whatever, and then I can just focus on just doing my workout and kind of a bit of alone time. I don't check my phone during when I'm at the gym. The only time I do is just to change a song or whatever, but I'm not checking Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. So it's kind of nice just to sort of zone out and just focus on your training. Right, moving on to the cons. So the main con of working out in the evening is that it's harder to stick to your program / workouts. So like I said before, with the pros in the morning, it's so much quieter in the morning, but obviously it's 5, 6, 7 p.m. at any gym really is peak time. So it's so hard to sometimes, especially when the gym's packed, if you've got flat bench press. So example, in my gym, if I've got flat barbell bench press as my first compound, at my gym we've only got one bench. So if someone's on it, I have to wait for them to finish, or occasionally if you just can't be asked, well, I can't be asked, I just change it to like a flat dumbbell, like a suitable replacement. But it does, I'm the type of person, I like going into the gym knowing what I'm going to do and then get out. Well, do it and then get out. Obviously do it and I just think, waffle. But it's a lot harder to do that, as I said, in the evening, because you got helmets left, right and centre, taking up machines, benches. It's just annoying, but hey ho. Anyway, and the second con is that it does take up most of your evening. So let's just take me for example. I finish work about 5 o'clock. If I was to get home, I'd get home about 6. Obviously I just go straight to the gym, so I get to the gym about 6, and then I'll do my workout, and then by the time I get home it's like 7:30, 8. Then I'll eat dinner, and then before you know it, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it's just a bit of a shit feeling, because then you think, oh, well, I've got 1 hour to do whatever I want, 2 hours to do whatever I want, and I've got to go to bed. And it kind of, it's good in a way. It's a con, but it's not a con. It's a con if you like to just kind of do your own shit, or if you like to be productive. It does take up your free time. Obviously, it's free time depending on what you do with it, but it is good for. I didn't even write it. I didn't even write in the pros, but progressive overload is a lot easier in the evening because you're built into a routine, and if you do go out the weekend, it doesn't affect it, because you can still train at, say, a Saturday or Sunday. You can train whenever you want, as long as you're not working or whatever. So it's just not. Progressive overload is a lot easier. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a lot easier in the evening because you get into a routine. Sometimes routine's good. It just makes you more productive, but again, sometimes a routine, it can get boring. So that pretty much covers everything I wanted to say about working out in the morning and evenings. Hopefully that's helped someone out there to maybe think, because a lot of people, I'd get a lot of messages when I put up my stories on Instagram, like, why'd you get up so early to the workout in the morning? At the moment, I've only been doing it for a week or two, but I've started working out in the evenings. But I think it's good to start, kind of mix it up sometimes, just because, as I said, routine can get boring. It's productive, but it can get boring, so you've got to try and find the balance between that. But maybe it's inspired someone to try a bit different. If you work out in the morning, try working out in the evening, and vice versa. If you always work out in the evening, try getting up at 5 in the morning and working out. And if you do try working out if you start from evenings and try and go to mornings, don't just sack it off after 1 week. Actually give it a go, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and see how you respond. Because when I first started training in the morning, obviously the first week is shit because you're trying to adjust your body clock. But after a while, I used to really enjoy working out in the morning. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say on this topic. Hopefully it's helped someone. If it has, leave a like, subscribe, and that's all.